from the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
I do what I do because of my dad. He gave his life for the pursuit of knowledge. Because up there is where our story's gonna be told.
What is up, guys? Kid Critic is back with another review, and this review is on the new Brad Pitt film Ad Astra, which stars Brad Pitt and it's directed by James Gray, and it's about 30 years ago, Clifford McBride led a voyage into deep space, but the ship and crew were never heard from again. Now his son, a fearless astronaut, must embark on a daring mission to Neptune to uncover the truth about his missing father and a mysterious power surge that threatens the stability of the universe. Alright, now with all that out of the way, Joker, start this review for us.
And here we go.
So going into the film, I was curious to see it. The trailers were fine. They didn't give me a total sense of what the movie was about, other than Tommy Lee Jones, who plays Brad Pitt's dad, is missing. He worked for this Lima project, and apparently Brad Pitt goes looking for him in space. That's kind of what I got from it. And there's definitely way more to the story than that. So this movie also got really good reviews. I believe right now it's like an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. So coming out of the film, what did I think of it? Well, I came out of the movie and I was like, it was alright. It's okay. It's not a bad movie, but the good barely outweighs the bad. So now let's start off with the pros of this movie. Now the performances are really good overall. Brad Pitt is fantastic. Tommy Lee Jones, even though he's not in the movie that much, he's also pretty good. Ruth Negga shows up in this film, and I believe her character is actually really underused because they start something up with her character, and I'm like, oh man, I'm really interested in that. And then she just leaves. It's like, okay, I mean, I would have liked to see more of her, especially because she's an awesome actress, and I would have liked to see more of her. Donald Sutherland, excuse me, is also in this film, and I really enjoyed him in this movie, so the performances overall I thought were really good. The look of this movie is also awesome. There's some really creative shots that I really enjoyed in this film. And this movie, I mean, throughout the whole film, it looked awesome. You felt like you were in space with the movement of the astronauts, how it's so slow, just like the movie. But we'll get to that pretty soon. And my third pro of the movie is basically, and it's probably my biggest pro of the film, is the setting. I mean, I love the setting of this film. It's definitely futuristic. I won't say how futuristic it is, but there's parts of this movie that I'm like, whoa, that's awesome, and I wish they explored even more of it. And even though I thought this movie was okay, I would have liked to see a spin-off movie on some parts of the film that I cannot say because it's kind of spoilers. Well, I'll say this. So there's a part in the trailer where Brad Pitt's on the moon, and I would have liked to see more of that part because that was easily my favorite section of the film. But I know that's very vague, but I'm trying not to spoil it here. But definitely the setting of this film was just awesome. Now something else I really enjoyed about the movie were the characters. I thought Brad Pitt's character had a really good character arc. I also liked what they did with his dad, played by Tommy Lee Jones, even though he's in it very briefly. And Donald Sutherland, I liked his character as well. And overall, I thought they introduced and made some really good characters that had good arcs. There's also times in this film where it kind of had a little bit of an adventure in space aspect to it. And I thought that's when the movie is at like top notch because it's just fun in space. You're with Brad Pitt over here and it's just tons of fun. I mean, you see in the trailer like these guys on the moon on like those bikes shooting at the other bike, and that was really awesome just to see. So now let's get into the cons of this film. So I thought that the first half of this movie went by pretty nicely. It didn't feel too long, but then there's a certain part of the movie, once you get to that part of the film, this movie felt so long. Like, I was just like, I even got to the point where I got kind of bored, to be honest. And yes, there's some good highlight moments in that second half, but most of that second half felt kind of boring to me, to be honest. It kind of felt like going fishing where like, you know, you're there just waiting for the fish, or you're kind of bored there, you're just like, alright, checking your watch, you know, but then you feel a fish, like, oh my god, and then he leaves, like, oh, okay. It's like you're bored, and then there's like that one thing of excitement, and then it goes back down, and you're like, okay, I'm bored again. And that's how what the second half of the movie felt like. Now my second con of the movie is that I felt like there was parts of the story where I was like, okay, so why did that happen? How did that happen? And I was kind of questioning why things happen and why things are in the world that he lives in. Yes, I know that you have 2 hours to tell this story, but I was just so interested in the world, to be honest. I was more interested in the setting than I was the plot, if that says anything. I mean, the plot wasn't horrible, but I was more interested in the world that Brad Pitt's character lives in than the plot overall. I mean, it was a fine plot, but I preferred like these adventures, like these different aspects of the world that Brad Pitt lives in. I'm like, wow, I would just love a movie that just explores that part of the film. But overall, I thought Ad Astra was an okay movie. It had awesome performances, some really good characters, the setting was awesome. I loved some of the adventure aspects of the movie and also looked really good. But the second half just dragged so much, and to the point where I kind of felt bored. There were some parts of the story where I'm like, okay, how did that happen? How did this happen? But I get it, it's 2 hours, whatever. So with that said, I give Ad Astra a 3 out of 5 Fernies for those reasons. So with that said, tell me down in the comment section below, what did you think of Ad Astra? Did you think it was an okay movie like I did? Did you love it like most people are? Or did you just straight up dislike the movie? Everything is subjective, so let me know down in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always in every single Kid Critic video, look out for the next video or review, and peace.